Today I'm gonna be showing you guys how to master Reaper. I'll be showing everything from basic moves to some very complex tricks which will significantly help improving your win ratio and turn your Reaper into an unkillable beast. This video has timestamps you can use to skip right to the part you want, but I recommend watching the entire video cause you might learn something new. Consider subscribing, buying my Roblox merch, and joining my Discord server. Let's get right into it. So first is the M1 combo. I recommend only using 2 clicks, but we'll get into that later. We got the consecutive slashes, which is the barrage equivalent for the stand. Lost Soul, which shoots a string that locks your opponent in place and is very hard to aim. Wither, which is a slow projectile with low range that does knockback. Soul Torment, which can insta-kill an opponent on low health and give you a soul. You don't get automatically healed if you kill an opponent this way, but you can heal using the soul, and your opponent can take damage for a few seconds after it spawns them back. You can also use it on multiple opponents and get multiple souls. It can be dashed out of if timed correctly. Also, this random nonsense can happen sometimes apparently. Soul Consumption, which as the name implies consumes 1 soul and increases your max health to 650 and also heals you in the process. It also gives a slight damage boost. Frightened Soul, which is a parry and the most important move for the spec. It stuns your opponent for a few seconds but requires a very precise timing. If you time it incorrectly, you'll be stunned for a few seconds. Soul Embodiment, which makes you disappear. You can move but not attack, and it can't be used with the soul consumption activated. You can use it for approaching your opponent and confusing them and waiting for cooldowns. That was all for the moves. Now for the combos. The most powerful and most popular combo is the 200 damage combo. It's also the most effective. I recommend starting with the consecutive slashes move since the M1s are too hard to land unless you stun your opponent. You can also do 2 slashes and combine them with any move and it will combo. So if one move is on cooldown, you can always use the others. Now for the combo starters and counters and tricks, you can bait your opponent into throwing a projectile which you can easily parry and punish them. If they catch on to this, they may throw them away from you to trick you into parrying and punish you in the process. If you charge at your opponent using consecutive slashes, they'll barrage you and combo you, which is Reaper's biggest weakness. To counter a barrage, you can parry and walk away. You can use the Soul Torment, which could insta-kill them if they're low enough. And lastly, which is the method I personally recommend, is using Wither to push them away. You can also parry mid-move sometimes, which is absolutely broken, but it does require knowing which moves would work, so I recommend spamming parry or dash when you're being comboed. You can parry to punish a lot of stands that have moves that alert you before attacking, like Tusk, King Crimson, Gojo, just to name a few. You can also use Soul Embodiment when your opponent is time stopping and move as far away as you can. This can be more effective than blocking depending on your position, and it's a great way to confuse your opponent. You can also use it to approach your opponent, and you can use it as a combo starter, but I personally do not recommend this. The best use for it by far is using it after Soul Torment. Your opponent will spawn back and look around for you. Huh? By the time they realize you're invisible, their immunity would have been gone, giving you the opportunity to combo them before they can prepare. Do not approach your opponents carelessly. You'll waste most of your moves and they can easily run away. I never said you can't succeed. Never attack your opponent if they're fighting back properly. You'll take far more damage than you deal and you won't be able to combo them most times. Instead, find an opportunity to punish them and use it. This is the range of Soul Torment. It doesn't need to be in the portal, rather this far away in front of your avatar. Let me elaborate. In this clip, I moved further after using it and got him into the range of the move as the portal opened. Here is another clip. And that's all for the tips I have. The strength of this spec lies in the variety of moves you can do, and the amount of ways you can bait your opponent and confuse them. Optimizing which moves to use and when is the best advice I can give you. And remember, you can't strategize if you don't understand your opponent's stand, so make sure you research most stands. With that said, thank you guys for watching. Feel free to ask me anything in the comments, or leave me video ideas, like which stand I should do next, for example. I'm also working on making my own JoJo game part 5, so please look out for that. With that said, see you guys next time. Bye!